and writing tools. Before writing, all languages were spoken. Writing meant that people could store and share information in new ways. When was the writing invented? How have the tools used for writing changed? What do we write with today? The invention of writing. The first examples of early writing date from about 3200 BCE. Around the world, there are examples of early writing pressed into clay tablets and scratched into animals' bones, shells, and metals. Some early writing was on tree bark and especially prepared animal skins. Some important writing was carved into stone. In 2300 BCE, the ancient Egyptians invented an early form of paper called papyrus. Paper. True paper is made from plant and cloth fibers. A man called Carl Loom invented paper in China in about 105 CE. The earliest known writing system developed in the ancient civilization of Sumer about 3200 BCE. This writing is called cuneiform, which means wedge shape. Papermaking spread to India by the 7th century CE and the Islamic world in the 8th century CE. It reached Europe by the 11th century. Pens and pencil. The ancient Sumerian people wrote by pressing a stylus into clay tablets. The ancient Egyptians wrote with reed brushes. By the 4th century BCE, Egyptian developed reed pens. Reed pens were made from lengths of thin reed. The end was cut to form a point called a nib. Over time, the quill pen replaced the reed pen. The quill pen was a large feather with a nib cut in the end. Quill pens were used in Europe from the 6th century CE. The Romans used pens with metal nibs in the 1st century CE. Metal nibs were first made in large quantities in the 18th. Ballpoint pens have no nib. Instead, there is a tiny ball that moves inside a socket in the tip of the pen, a ballpoint pen. People had to dip a nib pen in an ink before writing with a pen. The next development was the fountain pen. This held ink inside the pen. Modern fountain pens were first made in 1827. 1933-38, a Hungarian named Laszlo Baró introduced his design for a ballpoint pen. In the 1960s, Yukio Horii invented felt-tip pens in Japan. People have been using pencils that have a stick of graphite inside a wooden casing since about 1560. Modern writing tools. Typewriters were developed in the 1860s. Word processors and personal computers replaced typewriters in many places by the 1980s. Typewriters appeared in the 1860s. They quickly became the writing tool for professional writers, office workers, and businesses.